Sometimes the less is more is an old maxim that often leaves the recipient asking, but more what? In the case of Sea-Doo's recent unveiling of the 2026 lineup, held in Boston, Massachusetts this past weekend, many were wondering, is that it? In a sweeping generalized oversimplification, Sea-Doo brought its 10.25-inch touchscreen display to 4 new units, IDF to 2 GTI models, and new colors for 3 units. Yep, that's pretty much it. Well, besides some eye-bulging price changes. So why is so little change a good thing? It's actually great news if you look just a little further past your own nose, which we know most of social media critics can't do. So we're going to break down BRP's strategy for those who actually want to understand how this benefits both them, the consumer, the dealers around the world, and the industry altogether. Let's start with some hard, sugar-free facts. These past 2 years have been miserable for the powersports industry. New unit sales have been cold, and that's to use a preferred, softer marketing speak. Soft sales have resulted in ballooning inventories that dealers have struggled to offload. Even extended warranties, discounted services, and rebates chipping away at MSRPs have done little to motivate buyers. Some OEs have tried to appeal to a narrower market of cash-flush potential buyers with more creature comforts, whiz-bang technologies, and so forth, but to little avail. Fewer and fewer youthful enthusiasts are attracted to current products, if not solely for their inflating prices, and reversing course is a far slower and costlier process than the YouTube comment section can bring themselves to understand. What Sea-Doo's play for 2026 speaks ever so silently is that they're reading the writing on the wall. In delaying the rollout of new shiny products allows dealers to breathe a collective sigh of relief as they try to thin their inventories of unsold 2023, 24, and 25 models. What additions Sea-Doo made to those few models are purposefully minimal, as those are the units with the greatest turnover. For every one RX-PX 325 sold, there are 3 GTIs waiting to be sold. Moreover, most buyers often do not come informed enough to know the differences between said models, and God help us, neither are many of the sales representatives. By postponing any large changes, buyers have a larger field to choose from with minimal differentiators. Equally, dealers don't need yet another crash course to bring their sales team up to speed. 2 or 3-year-old data is indistinguishable from the current. Nominally, maintaining the model lineup as is benefits the buyer and color options. For those few models who didn't receive new liveries, namely everything but the Spark Tricks 2 and 3 up, GTI SE 130, SE 170, GTR 230, and RXTX 325 and RXPX 325, you have a greater selection between a 24, 25, and 26 model. All other aspects of those units, including powertrain, accessories, and options, continue untouched. Gone is the 1-year-only Fish Pro Trophy Apex 300, as was promised at its release last fall. As hinted at earlier, the RXPX 325, RXTX 325, Wake Pro 230, Fish Pro Trophy, and Explorer Pro, both the 170 and 230, received the massive 10.25-inch wide touchscreen dashboard introduced last year on the GTX Limited 325. The Trophy does get the larger 9-inch Garmin GPS and fish finder on last year's Apex, as well as the hydraulic steering dampener. It's worth delving a little deeper into the touchscreen display. The dashboard is fully customizable, showing stats, compass, marine navigation, music, and more. Unfortunately, all GPS guidance, available through a Navionics subscription, is umbilically tied to the absolutely detestable BRP Go app, which only functions when your smartphone has a signal strong enough to remain linked to a 4G or higher signal. When optioned on the RX-PX 325, the touchscreen dash manages the launch mode as well as providing acceleration and top speed stats. On the Fish Pro Trophy, it, according to Sea-Doo, provides anglers the opportunity to follow a detailed marine navigation map on the main screen, allowing the BRP Go mobile app, and then use the Garmin GPS exclusively in fish finder mode to improve the odds of catching the big one. For 2026, the 60 horsepower Sea-Doo Spark 2-Up is priced at $6,999 and comes in Sunrise Orange and Dragon Red or Vapor Blue and Dazzling Blue colorways. Gone is the basic 90 horse 2-Up. The 90 horsepower 3-Up begins at $8,599, up $300 from 2025, with the same colorings. Both the 90 horsepower Trix 1-Up and 3-Up are both up $300 over last year at $9,499 and $10,099 respectively, and are available in either last year's Dragon Red and Bright White or Gulfstream Blue and Orange Crush liveries. The base GTI 130 comes unchanged in Bright White Neo Mint and a $400 price bump to $12,099. The GTI SE 130 and SE 170 now include IDF and are offered in either last year's Teal Blue Manta Green or this year's Eclipse Black and Laguna Green. Both received an extraordinary $800 bump over last year, with MSRPs of $13,299 and $13,899 respectively. The GTI-based Wake 170 leaps up another $750 to $14,849 with no color change. As mentioned, the ST3-based Wake Pro 230 receives the larger touchscreen, quantifying its $1,250 price increase from $18,599 last year to $19,849 for 2026. Both Wake models are sold in Sand Beige Dazzling Blue. Equally, both of the 170 and 230 horsepower iterations of the Explorer Pro now include the same 10.25-inch display, sharing the same price climb of $750, putting them at $20,149 and $20,399 respectively. Both return in Iceland Gray. The touring segment includes the GTX 170, 230, and 300 models, each returning in Blue Abyss Gulfstream Blue colorways, and are priced at $15,949, $16,949, and $18,649 respectively, each up $550 from last year across the line. For Sea-Doo's flagship, the GTX Limited 325, almost everything carries over unchanged, including options for either a pearl white or teal metallic colorway, save for a $550 price increase to $22,549 over last year's $21,999. For Sea-Doo's fishing lineup, the aforementioned Fish Pro Trophy Apex 300 is retired, with many of its featured accessories and technologies landing on the next tier down Fish Pro Trophy 170, now priced at $22,649, a hefty $1,950 more expensive than the previous trophy. The Fish Pro Sport is priced at $18,149 and Scout is $15,849, both up $550 over last year, and also returned in their original unchanged white and Gulfstream Blue colorways. The GTR 230 receives the fetching Eclipse Black Reef Blue coloring and an MSRP of $14,899, which is up $600 from last year. The absolutely stellar GTR X300 returns unchanged in Eclipse Black and Deep Marsala with a $17,899 price tag, which is also up $600. Both the RX-PX 325 and RX-TX 325 are offered in Gulfstream Blue or Ice Metal Manta Green and come with a new dashboard. It's gratefully just an option on the RX-PX 325, while mandatory on the RX-TX 325. The RX-PX 325 fetches $20,099 and a whopping $21,999 when optioned with the tech package, as the RX-TX 325 will cost you $21,899, both up significantly from last year, $400 for the base RX-PX and $1,300 for the RX-TX 325. This might strike some as being a little excessive, but technology like what the new touchscreen is offering just isn't cheap, And most of you knuckleheads keep asking for more and more bells and whistles, so consider yourself served. All teasing aside, these price increases will only help to make existing floor models look all the more attractive. Combined with promised discounts and competitive financing through Sea-Doo, dealers were assured by BRP that together they would weather the storm. In all fairness, reprieve years like these allow dealers to clear inventory and recoup any losses caused by years of flooring. It might not be as flashy as all new units year after year, but it's far more sustainable. I'm Kevin Shaw and you've been watching the Watercraft Journal. If you enjoyed this video, why don't you give it a like, leave a comment, and share it with your friends. It'll definitely help us grow the channel. And if you want more awesome jet ski content, why don't you visit us over at www.watercraftjournal.com, where new articles are written and published every single day, Monday through Friday, entirely subscription free to you. We'll see you there.